Would you like to get a federal government job? I'm going to show you how to get more interviews and more job offers. I want you to consider it like this. 3 people. All 3 of them have the exact same experience. One person applies on usajobs.gov every day for 3 months, a total of 90 applications, 0 interviews, and 0 job offers. Unfortunately, you may be able to relate to this type of situation. He stays consistent. He keeps applying, but nothing happens, and nothing will happen, so maybe he quits. Second person applies on usajobs.gov every day for 3 months, a total of 90 applications, 4 interview requests, and 2 job offers. This is what I would consider average results for average effort. Now the third person, he does the same. Applies every day on usajobs.gov, 90 applications, except he gets 9 interview requests and 5 job offers. Remember, all 3 of these people, they have the same experience, they have the same education, the same background. So why are the results so different? Well, the first guy, he had an irrelevant resume. He was just applying to whatever was on usajobs.gov without much thought into it. The second guy, mixed results. He had a semi-relevant, sometimes it would hit, sometimes he wouldn't adjust, he would just apply. Now the third guy, extremely relevant. He was laser focused on his job series and on the job application. When you combine a relevant resume with consistency, you simply can't be stopped. And the number is 50%. 50% of your job applications should convert into referrals. And from your referrals, 20% should end up being interviews at a minimum. And then if you're interviewing the right way, if you do that well, half of your interviews should result in a job offer. If you feel weak during the interviews, if you don't feel certain, or if that's the place where you're stuck at, you have to be more deliberate in preparing for the interview. You have to practice more. Now, all of this is not an exact science, but I've personally helped over 100 people get federal government jobs. And more often than not, the majority of people, they're just like the first guy. They're applying with a resume that's not relevant, and they're not getting results, and they don't get in. And what they start to say, and what they start to believe, is that you need to know someone on the inside. You have to have family. Nepotism is everywhere. You can't get in. The website's broken. Nobody can get a job. That's what you start to say. That's what you start to tell yourself. But these same people, they can make effort and actually make their resume relevant. Why don't they do that? Well, the first reason is they want to save time. Tailoring resumes to job announcements is time consuming. And maybe your resume meets about 50% of the job announcement. And you're like, you know what? If they really want me, if they're really looking for me, then they'll just accept me. And they apply with that 50% resume and they don't get hired. This almost never works out, and it's ironic because you're trying to save time and apply to more job announcements, but you end up wasting time. Second is people do not know how to make their resume relevant. They apply to government jobs just like they apply to any old job on Indeed or on LinkedIn. Now, hopefully this video is enough to convince you not to do that. You're not going to get the results that you're looking for by taking that approach. Also, remember that by using a relevant resume and by being consistent, you can expand the time horizon. So we talked about what would occur after 3 months. Take 3 months and push it out to 6 months. You'll double your job offers. You'll double your interview requests. What if you do it for 9 months? What if you do it for 12 months? How many job offers do you want? Do you want multiple? Would you like to have a dozen by the end of the year? This is one way that you can get there. But if you're like the first guy, it doesn't matter how far you push that time horizon, the results still zero. Still 0 job offers, still 0 interview requests. Here's another thing that I hear often. There's no job opportunities. There's no jobs around me. So how in the world can I apply every day? And what I would tell you first is consider moving. Now that's a financial expense. Not everybody can do that, and I get that. Next is look at the 100% remote work opportunities that you could do anywhere. You could do it in rural America. You could do it in the farmlands in Iowa. You can still do it as long as you have internet connection. With remote work, the competition is higher. That means you got to be on your A game, right? Everything needs to be a little bit better, a little bit tighter when it comes to remote work. Another thing I would say is look at the job series. So maybe you're a licensed nurse and that's all you're looking for are the 0600 positions. Well, as a nurse, you're exposed to other skills, abilities, and experience. look at another job series. Most people are eligible for 4, 5, 6. Some people are eligible for a dozen different job series. Don't put yourself in a shoebox or put yourself in any type of box and say, I can only do this. All my experience is as a 0560 budget analyst, so that's the only thing I can do. That's false. Then there are the people that say they don't have the right experience. And what I would tell you is, whatever job you worked in the private sector, there are elements and components of that job that transfer to a public sector job. Not only that, if you've done it on a small scale, oftentimes you can do it on a larger scale. So what I mean by that is, if you managed money for a small business, let's say you managed tens of thousands of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars, the fact that you are able to use Microsoft Excel and other accounting software in order to move and manage money can put you in a position in the government where you might be responsible for moving millions. You've never moved millions of dollars, but that doesn't mean that you will not be found eligible or qualified for a government position that has you moving millions of dollars. Bottom line is, relevant resume plus consistency is all you need. Now, it's a simple concept, but it's difficult to do over and over again. If you are still looking for a federal government job, I did a live stream recently where I answered over a dozen questions about usajobs.gov, about the federal hiring process, and about different government jobs. If you're interested in that, then I want you to watch this video next. If you would like to see more videos like this, please click like and the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.